This
Yeah,
conference will now be recorded.
Now be recorded. Hi. Okay. So we are recording this bit. So if you could just tell us your name and what you do, and also what brought you to this work. Like, why did you decide to sign up for the EFT session with me in the beginning at all?
my name is Cheyenne, and I'm a corporate lawyer from California. And um, I ultimately decided to sign up, I guess, for a couple reasons. I have been having some pretty extreme health issues, and no one else in my family is having these problems. It's just me. Um, and so I kind of felt like, oh, I must be like the common denominator here. There's something I need to do about the way I'm doing things that I think is going to make me feel better. And like I felt like anxiety was a part of it. Um, I know I let my mind run amok, but I didn't really know what to do. And just by like random happenstance, I actually came across your Instagram page, and I was like, oh, she seems nice. Like, and then I was like going to the website, and I was like, oh, EFT, what's that? And I kind of like looked into it. So it's kind of like the universe kind of like brought you to me when I was like in the moment of like, okay, I have to do something about this, but I don't know what to do. And I was like, definitely at that point, like, I'll try it. So
Hmm.
that's how
Okay.
I decided to go.
So what 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 has your experience been like? Because it's been pretty wild. We have done a lot of work, and I imagine the results have been kind of different than what you imagined going into the container. So I would love for you to speak on that. Like, what did you think was going to happen versus like what what happened?
In my head, I thought it was gonna be like some kind of like therapy session because like everyone has probably been to therapy like once in their life. So I was like,
Mhm.
oh, we're about it, like, and like maybe I'll get through it. I don't know. And I think I remember after like the first session, I could feel like my face and my neck were like hot or something, like many hours after the session, and I was like, oh, what did I do? Like I have like a physical reaction to it. Um, even though I know that that's what people sign up for, I just still wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
So now that we've just completed, today's our going to be our completing of our last session for like 8 weeks. What would you say has been like your greatest takeaway from the experience?
Like having experienced like autoimmune issues, having developed like a fear that like my body is attacking me and it's like out to get me. Um, I feel like these sessions have helped me to kind of understand like, no, I need to listen to my body. My body's just trying to talk to me, and I've been ignoring her, and that's got to the point where it got really problematic and she shut me down. And I think that's kind of like changed my worldview as to like how I operate. Um, like I don't let my mind run the entire show. I need to like listen sometimes, but then I also need to listen to my body. So there's kind of like this interplay that's going on, but I feel like I've become like really balanced, and like that piece, that like not having my mind like over worried, anxious, running amok, like that I think is what has helped me to heal ultimately. And so like yeah, this was pretty amazing, and like I totally did not expect to like have this experience, but I'm so glad I did it.
Yay! I love that. Can you briefly share what your body has done? Like what you've witnessed in your body since we started working together? Because I think a lot of people maybe come into this like you thinking, oh, I might get some emotional relief or I might, because your experience is therapy, that's kind of like where they're coming from. But I don't think a lot of people realize how this work can impact their body. Like,
Yeah, because I really feel like turning off that like anxious like supercharge that I had, like it really helped my body to kind of like do that like whoosah thing and like facilitate healing. And I had a lot of issues with mobility because I had nerve damage caused by my immune system attacking me. So my legs, my hips, like those are like the most prominent places, my feet. Like before I started, it had been like more than 7 months since I had like range in my hips. And then like it started to feel like things were kind of like miraculously like snapping back into place, like kind of like, and with no rhyme or reason. Like my physical therapist is like, whoa, like it's just like coming on, and it had been many, many, many months of like no lights. So it was pretty incredible. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for sharing it. So, last question. What would you say to someone who's like, I'm considering, signing up for even that introductory session? Because I always offer that intro session and I'm not sure. What would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence?
Um, I would say like, well, one, and I'm glad you mentioned the intro session, like that's your opportunity to decide if it's for you. So I always feel like it's like very low risk when you have like the option of doing an intro session. But I found in my session, like I really liked you. I thought you were so personable. And like coming from someone like me who's like a lawyer and stuff, like I think of myself as like a professional, and I also recognize that like with this work I'm kind of like delving into like the more like, like emotional kind of stuff, and I think people get scared like, "Oh, is this real?" um you have like a very professional like demeanor, like excellent bedside manner. So like I wouldn't let that be like the fear. Like I don't know, like this is not like hippy dippy. Like you're an extra, and like we have goals and we make progress, and yeah. So I wouldn't be on the fence. I would just, you can always just try it, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I'm pretty sure you will.
Thank you so much. You heard it from